My beloved child, what I am about to reveal about you is something heaven has been watching in silence. What was discovered in you during this last season will change everything. First, silence the voice that keeps whispering, "This cannot be about you." Yes, this is about you. You who nearly gave up, yet chose to stay. You who wept where no one could see, yet still carried gentleness into the world. You who felt overlooked, yet walked in integrity anyway. You who felt fragile, yet kept moving forward, one quiet step at a time. When everything around you trembled, something within you remained standing. When betrayal came close, you did not become hardened by it. When waiting stretched longer than you expected, you did not turn your heart against me. When loneliness spoke its darkest lies, you did not surrender your soul to despair. Yes, there were moments when you bent. There were nights when your faith felt thin and tired. But like Peter walking on the water, even when fear rose, you still reached toward me. While you believed you were simply enduring, heaven was witnessing your endurance. While you thought you were invisible, your heart was being carefully observed. And what was found was not perfection, but something far more precious. Loyalty when it would have been easier to walk away. Faith that flickered but refused to go out. Humility where pride could have taken root. And even after you were wounded, compassion still lived inside you. That combination is rare. Many turn bitter at the point of pain. Many harden when silence lasts too long. Many leave when answers delay. But you did not completely walk away. You stayed, even when staying was quiet, hidden, and unseen. You believed your small choices did not matter. You thought your quiet obedience went unnoticed. You mistook restraint for weakness when you had every reason to retaliate. But heaven saw strength. Heaven saw character. Heaven saw something deeper being formed within you. Scripture says, "Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time you will reap a harvest if you do not give up." Galatians 6-9. You did not give up. That is why you are not ordinary. If this is speaking to you, take a moment and write one word in the comments. Still here. Not for everyone to see, just as a marker for your own heart. And if you know someone who feels tired in silence, share this with them gently. They may need this today. Now listen closely. There is weight in your spirit. There is capacity within you that you have underestimated. The opposition you faced sensed it long before you did. That is why the pressure felt personal. That is why discouragement tried to settle over you. The battle was never random. It was aimed at making you forget your identity before you discovered it. But what I placed inside you cannot be erased by hardship. What I wrote into your spirit cannot be undone by disappointment. And this is what heaven found in you during this last season. Endurance strong enough to carry greater responsibility. Humility steady enough to receive blessing. Depth deep enough to hold revelation without pride. Now the truth must be revealed, because your next season requires clarity. You cannot walk forward while believing you are small. You cannot carry what is coming while thinking you are insignificant. Do not turn away from your calling. Do not shrink from who you are becoming. This truth is not given to elevate your ego. It is given to anchor your confidence in me. You did not astonish heaven with performance. You revealed something far greater, perseverance. You survived what was meant to silence you. You endured what was meant to expose weakness. And instead of breaking, your roots went deeper. Like the tree in Psalm 1, planted by streams of water, you were growing even in unseen seasons. So, listen carefully. What comes next will reshape how you understand your past, your present, and your future. The truth about you can no longer remain hidden. And once you see it clearly, you will never see yourself the same way again. My beloved child, let me uncover what heaven discovered about you in the unseen realm, because all this time, while you were simply trying to survive, your heart was being examined. While you were moving through your days, simply trying to hold yourself together, heaven was watching your heart with great attention, not your image, not your achievements, not the strength you showed to others. Your heart, the hidden place, the quiet center you believed no one truly understood. Your heart was examined in the silence. It was examined when prayers seemed to echo without answers. It was examined when trust was broken and disappointment settled deep. Heaven looked past your outward reactions and into your private responses. And what was found did not disappoint. It moved heaven itself. You thought you were barely holding on. You believed you were fragile. You saw your tears as weakness. But when heaven looked closely, something different was revealed. There was strength in you. Not loud strength, not prideful strength, but quiet, unbreakable strength. When pressure increased, you did not collapse, you bent. Yes, there were moments you trembled, but you did not shatter. Even when doubt filled your mind, you still whispered, "My name." Even when you felt distant, you still searched for me. Like Job, you chose trust in the middle of pain, and something in you refused to let go. That persistence revealed something rare. The enemy expected you to walk away. He expected disappointment to turn your heart bitter. He expected confusion to become rebellion. But instead, you wrestled with your pain while still holding on. You do not realize how closely your responses mattered. Every time you chose restraint instead of reaction, it mattered. Every time you chose patience over anger, it mattered. Every time you chose integrity when compromise was easier, it mattered. These were not small moments. They were evidence of depth forming within you. Your faith was uncovered through pressure. Before this season, you thought your faith was weak because it felt emotional. But faith is not measured by feelings. Faith is measured by endurance. When comfort disappeared and joy faded, your faith remained, even if it trembled. And a trembling faith is still faith. You kept praying when answers delayed. You kept trusting when evidence was unclear. You kept hoping when hope felt costly. That revealed something real. Not performance, not appearance, not religion, but living faith. There were nights you cried and thought you were failing. Heaven saw surrender. There were days you felt exhausted from trying. Heaven saw perseverance. There were moments you questioned, yet you did not sever the connection. You struggled, but you stayed, and your staying moved heaven. You did not hear applause. You did not feel recognition, but honor was placed over your spirit in the unseen realm. What you could not see was your growth. You were focused on what you lacked. You compared yourself to those who seemed stronger, louder, more confident. You thought you were behind, but beneath the surface, you were growing. Scripture says, "The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. He shall grow like a cedar in Lebanon." Psalm 92:12. Cedars grow slowly, but their roots go deep. Growth often begins where no one is watching. Roots form in darkness before fruit appears in the light. In your hardest season, your roots went deeper. You learned to depend on my voice instead of human approval. You learned to remain when comfort was gone. You learned to sit in discomfort without running. That is maturity. You thought your sensitivity meant weakness, but your sensitivity revealed a living heart. You felt disappointment deeply because your heart remained open. You wrestled with doubt because your faith was honest. You cried because transformation was taking place. Heaven saw resilience where you saw fragility, loyalty where you saw exhaustion, humility where pride could have grown, compassion where hurt could have hardened you. You are spiritually rare. Rare because you endured without becoming cold. Rare because you suffered without becoming harsh. Rare because you were tested without losing your faith. Many worship when life is comfortable. Many speak boldly when blessings are visible. But when silence stretches and disappointment cuts deep, many withdraw. You did not withdraw completely. Even in confusion, you stayed connected. The enemy saw your tears and called them defeat. Heaven saw your tears and called them strength. Pressure did not break you. Pressure revealed your capacity. You began to grow in discernment. You started recognizing what aligned with truth and what did not. You learned to trust the quiet prompting within you more than the loud voices around you. This growth happened in hidden places. Your humility deepened. You learned silence where you once defended yourself. You learned to trust me with your reputation. Your compassion expanded. Instead of becoming hard, you became more understanding of others who struggle. That is maturity. Heaven examined your heart and found something uncommon. Not perfection, not flawless behavior, but a spirit that refused to disconnect. A heart that kept returning. A soul that kept seeking. You thought you were weak. You are spiritually rare. And this changes everything. Because what is rare is valuable. What is rare is protected. What is rare is entrusted with greater responsibility. You survived what could have hardened you. You endured what could have silenced you. You wrestled with doubt and still reached for me. That is why your journey is beautiful to heaven. You are stronger than you think. You are deeper than you realize. You are more prepared than you understand. And now that this truth is being revealed, you must begin to see yourself differently. Stop calling yourself fragile. Stop naming yourself weak. Stop believing you are behind. You are spiritually rare. You endured. You remained. You grew in ways you could not see, and heaven has taken notice. My beloved child, let me now reveal why this truth about you was kept hidden until this moment. You wondered why I did not speak sooner, why the path felt uncertain, why answers seemed delayed while your heart was searching. At times, you thought my silence meant distance. You wondered if truth was withheld because you were not worthy. But the reality was never neglect. It was care. Because timing matters in revelation. There are truths that heal and truths that overwhelm. There are revelations that strengthen and others that inflate. If this had been spoken too early, before the refining, before the stretching, before the quiet battles, it would not have anchored you the way it does now. It could have stirred pride. It could have awakened fear. It might have pulled your attention away from the process your spirit needed to walk through. If you had known too soon how rare your heart is, how much rests upon your life, you might have tried to perform instead of surrender. You might have chased recognition instead of growth. You might have tried to protect an identity you were not yet strong enough to carry. Pride is subtle. It does not always announce itself. Sometimes it grows quietly when affirmation comes before maturity. Had this truth come before your humility deepened, comparison might have replaced compassion, and that would have wounded your spirit more deeply than silence ever could. But fear can interfere as well. If this had been revealed before your courage matured, you might have withdrawn. You might have said, "This cannot be me." The weight of responsibility might have pushed you into insecurity. You might have doubted your ability to carry what was placed within you. That is why your heart was prepared first. Preparation always comes before revelation. You had to experience weakness so you could understand dependence. You had to feel small so you could recognize that your strength comes from me, not from yourself. Exposure without foundation can destroy. A structure revealed before it is stable cannot withstand pressure. So, while you felt unseen, your inner foundation was being strengthened. Your patience was being stretched. Your humility was being formed. Your discernment was being deepened. You thought the season was only about endurance, but it was about readiness. Readiness to carry truth without distortion. Readiness to receive affirmation without arrogance. Readiness to accept calling without fear. Understand this clearly. Silence was protection. When affirmation did not come publicly, you were being shielded from pressure you were not ready to face. When everything was not revealed at once, your focus was being guarded from distraction. When doors remained hidden, your growth was being protected. There were moments you felt forgotten, but you were being formed. There were seasons you felt overlooked, but you were being developed in hidden places. Scripture says, "Humble yourselves under God's mighty hand, that he may lift you up in due time." 1 Peter 5-6. Due time is never accidental. Growth that happens in silence is stronger than growth that happens under applause. I waited not because you lacked value, but because you needed preparation. Revelation requires maturity. Identity requires stability. Calling requires humility, because once you truly know who you are, everything changes. Your decisions shift. Your standards rise. Your tolerance for compromise decreases. If that shift had come too early, before your character caught up, it could have overwhelmed you. You needed limitation to understand capacity, delay to understand timing, weakness to understand strength. There were also things that needed to be removed. Dependence on validation, the need for approval before obedience, attachments that would have pulled you backward once you stepped forward. If this truth had come earlier, you might have tried to prove it instead of live it. You might have tried to convince others instead of simply walking in it. You might have turned identity into performance. But identity in me is not loud. It is steady. It does not demand attention. It does not need constant defense. Your heart had to become quiet enough to receive truth without distortion. Your spirit had to remain soft enough to hold it without pride. Your mind had to grow strong enough to believe it without fear. So I waited. I waited through your tears. I waited through your doubts. I waited through your wrestling, not because I was distant, but because I was attentive. I was watching for the moment when humility and strength would stand together, when dependence on me would outweigh the desire for recognition, when your faith would become steady enough to carry responsibility. And that moment is now. You are not who you were at the beginning of this season. You are more grounded, less reactive, more discerning, more aware of your need for me. That maturity makes this revelation safe. Silence protected you from premature exposure. Delay protected you from unstable elevation. Hidden seasons protected you from weak foundations. Understand this. Revelation is never withheld to harm you. It is released to strengthen you. There is beauty in divine timing. There is wisdom in gradual unveiling. If everything had been shown at once, the journey would have lost its meaning. If your identity had been declared before the testing, you might have doubted it when pressure came. But now, after endurance, after wrestling, after quiet growth, you recognize the truth as real. I waited because you were not ready before, but now you are. Your humility anchors you. Your endurance supports you. Your discernment guards you. Your faith steadies you. This truth will not inflate you. It will anchor you. It will not overwhelm you. It will align you. Silence was not absence. It was preparation. Delay was not rejection. It was protection. Waiting was not punishment. It was positioning. And now the veil lifts because your heart is strong enough to carry what is being revealed. My beloved child, there is something else you must understand about what was happening beneath the surface during your silent season. My beloved child, you must understand what was happening beneath the surface during your silent season. There was a battle around your identity. The enemy sensed something in you before you ever recognized it. He detected the weight of what I placed inside you long before you understood its value. And because he could not remove what I planted, he tried to distort it. He could not erase your identity, so he worked to confuse you about who you are. The resistance you faced was not always loud. It was not always dramatic. Often it came quietly. Sometimes it appeared as discouragement that settled without explanation. Sometimes it sounded like thoughts that felt like your own. Sometimes it came through the words, opinions, or expectations of others. But behind it all was one goal: to change the way you see yourself. Because the enemy knows this. The moment you truly understand who you are in me, everything changes. You will think differently. You will speak differently. You will stop shrinking. You will stop apologizing for your existence. You will stop settling for less than what aligns with your calling. And that threatens every lie he has tried to build in your mind. So, he worked carefully. He whispered that you were not enough. He replayed your failures until they felt permanent. He magnified your weaknesses and minimized your growth. He wanted you to look at your life and see nothing strong, nothing rare, nothing significant. There were moments you believed him. There were nights when his accusations sounded louder than my promises. You thought you were behind. You thought others carried something you did not. You thought your struggles were proof that you were less capable, less chosen, less valuable. Comparison became one of his sharpest tools. You saw the visibility of others, their confidence, their progress, and slowly you began measuring your life by timelines that were never meant for you. You judged your journey by standards that were never assigned to your calling, but you were never created to be someone else. You were formed to become who I designed you to be. What you faced was not random, it was pressure aimed at your confidence. Discouragement increased when you were near breakthrough. Doubt intensified when your roots were growing deeper. Challenges intensified as your discipline grew stronger. Scripture says, For we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces. Ephesians 6:12. What you experienced was resistance to your becoming. There were thoughts that sounded convincing. You are too late. You are too damaged. You will never overcome this. Those were not truths. They were seeds. But here is what the enemy did not expect. Your spirit resisted. Yes, you wrestled. Yes, you struggled. But deep within you, something refused to fully agree with the lies. That resistance was the truth still alive inside you. He tried to bury your identity under disappointment. He tried to make your pain your definition. He tried to turn your past into your permanent label. He tried to convince you that your struggle meant you had been forgotten. But the truth survived. Every lie met resistance in your spirit. Every attack failed to fully take root. You may have doubted at times, but you did not abandon your faith. You questioned, but you stayed connected. And hear this clearly: what I placed inside you cannot be erased. Not by failure, not by rejection, not by delay, not by comparison, not by opposition. Identity given by me is not fragile. It is not rewritten by circumstances. It is not destroyed by hardship. It may be hidden for a season. It may be buried under discouragement, but it remains intact. The enemy can distort. He cannot delete. Doubt does not remove truth. It only challenges you to rediscover it. And even in your weakest moments, you felt something pulling you back toward hope. That pull was me. That pull was truth surviving under pressure. There were times you almost accepted the lie that you were ordinary in a negative way, that there was nothing unique, nothing meaningful about you. But every time you began to settle there, I stirred something within you. A quiet reminder: there is more to you than what you see. The enemy wanted you to focus on your exhaustion. He wanted delay to feel like disqualification. But delay does not cancel design. Pressure does not cancel purpose. He tried to bury your identity under shame. Shame for past decisions. Shame for mistakes. Shame for weakness. Because shame makes you hide. Shame convinces you that you are unworthy of revelation. But I did not create you to live hidden in shame. I created you to walk in freedom. Even when shame knocked, it did not own you, because something steady remained inside you. When you felt small, something was still strong. When you felt unseen, something was still significant. That something is what I placed within you. The enemy cannot create. He can only twist. He cannot destroy what I formed. He can only try to distract you from it. And distraction may be powerful, but it is never permanent. You are not the lie spoken over you. You are not the fear that tries to define you. You are not the comparison that tries to shrink you. What I placed in you remains. It has been tested. It has been challenged. It has been questioned. But it is still there. Because the enemy knows this. The moment you fully accept who you are, everything shifts. You will stop negotiating with insecurity. You will stop agreeing with doubt. You will stop diminishing your life. And that shift changes everything. Understand this. Clearly, opposition often reveals value. The intensity of the pressure reflected the importance of what you carry. The battle was never random. It was connected to your potential. But through every attack, the truth survived. Hidden, protected, preserved. Scripture declares, "The one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world." 1 John 4:4. You were never erased. You were never reduced to your worst moment. You were never overridden by your failures. What I placed in you is still alive, still present, still stronger than every lie that tried to silence it. And now, the time has come. My beloved child, I must now speak to your spirit with clarity and strength, because what is about to be revealed next is not light, and it is not ordinary. You were chosen differently, not elevated above others in pride, not separated in arrogance, but entrusted with a weight that many will never carry. You are not among those who will move through life unaware of what lives inside them. Many will continue walking without ever recognizing their depth, but you were allowed to see. And with awareness comes responsibility. Do not confuse being chosen with comfort. Do not mistake revelation for an easy road. Being set apart does not remove resistance. It reveals a calling that requires strength, maturity, and surrender. That is why you were tested. That is why you were refined. That is why the silent seasons stretched your soul before truth was revealed. Many want to be chosen. Few want the discipline that comes with it. Many desire influence without humility. Many seek authority without surrender. Many want revelation without accountability. But you were shaped in hidden places because what you carry cannot rest in an unstable heart. You responded differently under pressure. When others hardened, your heart remained soft. When others walked away, you wrestled, but you stayed. When bitterness was an option, you struggled, yet you leaned toward forgiveness. That difference is not small. That difference is significant. There is spiritual authority forming within you. You may not fully recognize it yet, but it has been growing quietly. Because true authority is not loud. It does not seek attention. It does not demand recognition. Scripture says, "Whoever wants to become great among you must be your servant." Mark 10:43. Real authority carries humility. It brings calm into chaos. It releases peace in the middle of storms. It shifts atmospheres without raising its voice. This is what has been forming in you. Not performance, not appearance, but presence, a steady spirit, a grounded heart, a quiet strength that does not collapse under pressure. You were not chosen to stand above people. You were chosen to stand steady for them, because those who carry peace become anchors for others. Those who endure become guides in seasons of uncertainty. Those who remain faithful become living evidence that strength can grow in silence. And this is why your journey mattered. Every hidden battle, every quiet decision, every moment you chose to stay when leaving would have been easier. It was shaping you for more. You are not the same person you were before the refining. There is greater stability in you now, greater discernment, greater depth. And what has been formed in you is not temporary. Scripture declares, "The testing of your faith produces perseverance. Let perseverance finish its work so that you may be mature and complete." James 1-3-4. This is the work that has been happening within you. So understand this clearly. You were not chosen for comfort. You were chosen for capacity. You were not set apart for ease. You were set apart for purpose. And the authority growing in you will not draw attention to yourself. It will point toward the peace, strength, and stability that now live within you. Because true spiritual authority does not control, it carries light. It does not dominate, it steadies. It does not elevate self, it strengthens others. And this is what makes your calling different. Take a breath, and before you leave, pause and reflect. What line in this message felt like it was written for you? Write that line in the comments, or simply write, "I receive this." And if you want to continue this journey, stay with us for the next part, because what is coming next will bring even deeper clarity.